Hello Warriors fans! Welcome back to our channel Dubs Nation Voice, your best place for Golden State news. Today, we're talking about something big. For the first time in many years, the Warriors might not spend big money this offseason. No big names, no big trades, at least, not like before. So what does that mean for the future of Jonathan Kuminga? What about the new players the Warriors could sign? And why is Jimmy Butler such a big part of all this? Let's break it down. Grab your popcorn. This video will go deep into every detail you need to know. Let's go! Yellow Circle Part 1. Why this offseason feels different. In past years, the Warriors tried to sign big stars. They went after Paul George. They wanted Lauri Markkanen. They even dreamed about Giannis Antetokounmpo. But this summer, things are different. Why? Because last season, the Warriors already made their big move. They traded for Jimmy Butler. They gave him a 2-year deal worth $112 million. That's a lot of money. And now, the Warriors don't have much space to sign or trade for expensive players. General Manager Mike Dunleavy said it himself. It's almost impossible for us to add players in that price range now. Yellow Circle Part 2. How Jimmy Butler changed everything. When Butler arrived, he fit perfectly. He plays hard. He plays smart. He works well with Stephen Curry and Draymond Green. But there's a cost. Because Butler is expensive, the team has less money to spend. The NBA has new rules. If you go past a certain salary level, called the second apron, you lose many options. You can't sign players easily. You can't trade like before. That's why the Warriors are now looking at smaller deals. Deals for players who earn $30 million or less. But remember, small moves can still be big. In the past, they signed Shaun Livingston for just $5.3 million, and he helped the team win championships. Yellow Circle Part 3. What happens to Jonathan Kuminga? Now let's talk about the big question. What will the Warriors do with Jonathan Kuminga? He's a restricted free agent. That means, if another team offers him a contract, the Warriors can match it and keep him. Or the Warriors can let him go. Or they can trade him in a sign and trade deal. Kuminga is a good young player. He's athletic, strong, and improving. But to keep Butler, Curry, and Draymond, they may have to let go of someone like Kuminga. Also, the only way the Warriors can get a good new player is by using Kuminga in a trade. Yellow Circle Part 4. Realistic trade targets. Because of money limits, the Warriors are now looking at players who earn less. Here are some realistic names. Small blue diamond Kristaps Porzingis, Celtics. Great fit, shoots threes, blocks shots. Problem, expensive. Needs a 3-team trade. Health, always a concern, but could be a good 1-year test. Small blue diamond Derek White, Celtics. Steve Kerr loves him. Great defense and shooting. Celtics may not trade him, though. Small blue diamond Bobby Portis, Bucks. Tough, aggressive, scores off the bench. Could sign him if he leaves Milwaukee. But if Giannis stays, Portis probably stays too. Small blue diamond Miles Turner, Pacers. Good center, can shoot. But Indiana might keep him. Yellow Circle Part 5. Could Jonathan Kuminga really leave the Warriors? Jonathan Kuminga has been one of the most exciting young players on the Warriors roster. He's just 21 years old. He's strong, fast, and explosive. Sometimes, he looks like the future of the franchise. But now, he might be on his way out. Let's talk about how we got here, and why Kuminga's exit is not just possible, it might be likely. 1. The business side, money talks. The Warriors have a salary cap problem. They're already paying big money to Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins. Now they have to decide, can we afford to give Kuminga a big contract too? If the Warriors give Kuminga a new deal, his salary will likely start around $20 to $25 million per year. But under the NBA's new second apron rules, paying Kuminga that much would come with huge penalties. No mid-level exceptions. No trades involving more money coming in than going out. No sign-and-trade deals. No adding salary at the trade deadline. Basically, signing Kuminga means you're stuck with what you have. Small orange diamond 2. The basketball fit. Where does Kuminga belong? Let's be honest, Kuminga is talented. But he hasn't always fit in with Steve Kerr's system. Kerr likes ball movement, off-ball cuts, smart spacing. Kuminga is better when he's allowed to isolate, drive to the rim, and play in transition. That style doesn't always match what the Warriors do when Curry and Butler are on the court. In the playoffs, Kerr sometimes benched Kuminga or gave him limited minutes. That's not what you do with a franchise cornerstone. So maybe the best thing for both sides is to move on. Small orange diamond 3. The sign-and-trade scenario. If the Warriors don't want to lose Kuminga for nothing, they'll try a sign-and-trade. What does that mean? It means Kuminga agrees to a new contract with Golden State. Then, the Warriors trade him immediately to another team. That way, the Warriors get something back in return. But there's a problem. Under the second apron rules, the Warriors can only get back half of what Kuminga earns in year one of his new deal. So if Kuminga signs for $20 million, the Warriors can only take back $10 million in salary, unless a third team is involved. It's complicated. But possible. For possible teams that could want Kuminga. A few teams have been linked with interest in Jonathan Kuminga. Let's look at them. Orange Circle Orlando Magic. Young team that needs wing scorers. Could offer players like Wendell Carter Jr. or draft picks. Kuminga would get more touches there. Blue Circle Detroit Pistons. Rebuilding team with a lot of cap space. Could trade a shooter like Bojan Bogdanovic or Isaiah Stewart. They need athleticism, and Kuminga brings that. Red Circle Chicago Bulls. Bulls are reportedly interested in a swap involving Nikola Vucevic. Warriors need a center, Bulls need youth. A deal could be made if both sides compromise. Green Circle Toronto Raptors. Raptors love long, athletic wings. Could be a place where Kuminga develops into a star. These are not guaranteed, but the calls are being made behind the scenes. The Warriors are listening. Endero final thought on Kuminga's future. Jonathan Kuminga is not just a player. He represents the choice the Warriors must make. Keep building around the old core, Curry, Draymond, Butler. Or develop the next generation with Kuminga, Moody, Podziemski, and Tracy Jackson-Davis. As of now, it looks like the Warriors have already chosen. They chose Jimmy Butler. They chose to go all in for one last title run. And in that decision, they may have already said goodbye to Jonathan Kuminga, even if they haven't traded him yet. Are the Golden State Warriors finally ready to move on from Jonathan Kuminga? Is this the end of his journey with the Dubs? Today, we'll dive deep into the situation surrounding the 22-year-old forward and explore what's next for him and the Warriors ahead of the 2025 NBA Draft. Stay tuned, because we've got all the insider details, trade rumors, stats, and team reactions you need to understand this major story. Yellow Circle Part 1: The Kuminga Warriors Situation. Jonathan Kuminga has been in Golden State since 2021. He was seen as a future star, full of potential. But for years now, the Warriors haven't given him a clear role. One season he plays 25 minutes a game, the next he's on the bench. He also dealt with injuries and competition from veterans like Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, and now Jimmy Butler. This up-and-down experience has hurt his development. GM Mike Dunleavy Jr. even said, his role still needs to be clarified. Yellow Circle Part 2: What Mike Dunleavy Jr. said. In a recent press conference, Dunleavy said Kuminga will be a priority this offseason. But he also admitted the team doesn't really know what to do with him yet. He talked about Kuminga's inconsistent role. There were moments he didn't play, other times he was a key part. That shows the Warriors are still unsure about his place on the roster. The message is mixed: they value him, but they also seem ready to move on. Yellow Circle Part 3: Kuminga's Stats and Performance. In the 2024-25 season, Kuminga averaged 15.3 points per game, 4.6 rebounds, 2.2 assists, 45.4% shooting from the field. He showed improvement defensively and was aggressive in transition. But his defense still needs work. He struggled to fit into the Warriors' complex system. His playing time dropped especially after Jimmy Butler arrived. Yellow Circle Part 4, Trade Rumors, Chicago Bulls. According to Jake Fisher, the Stein line, the Bulls have shown interest in Kuminga. The Bulls need young talent to rebuild their roster. They've previously discussed Kuminga in trades involving Alex Caruso, Zach LaVine, Nikola Vucevic. They now have the number 12 pick in the draft. Warriors could offer Kuminga in exchange for the pick and maybe another player. That could help both teams. Bulls get a young forward. Warriors clear rotation space and gain cap flexibility. Yellow Circle Part 5, Trade Rumors, Miami Heat. Miami Heat also appear interested in Kuminga. Pat Riley is always looking for tough, athletic players like Kuminga. The Heat missed out on the Kevin Durant sweepstakes. He went to the Rockets. Kuminga could be a backup plan for them. Miami also lost Jimmy Butler to Golden State. That creates a forward spot that Kuminga could fill. Trade talks could involve picks, young guards, or bench players. Yellow Circle Part 6, Warriors' Internal Dilemma. The Warriors love the idea of potential, but struggle to develop young talent. Kuminga, James Wiseman, even Moses Moody, all struggled to grow with the team. Steve Kerr prefers experienced players who fit his system quickly. There's also pressure to win now. Steph Curry is 37. They can't wait 2 to 3 more years for Kuminga to become a star. That's why a trade might make sense, even if they don't get equal value. Yellow Circle Part 7, What's next for Kuminga and GSW? Possible destinations. Chicago, for pick number 12 plus Alex Caruso. Miami, for Tyler Herro or Jamie Jaquez Jr. San Antonio or Orlando could also be options. Warriors could also try a 3-team trade. Or use Kuminga in a bigger package deal for a star, e.g., Lauri Markkanen. His future depends on what the Warriors want. Stay competitive or rebuild? Trust youth or rely on veterans? Jonathan Kuminga has talent. No doubt. But talent without trust and consistency won't grow. The Warriors must decide, keep waiting or cut their losses. For Kuminga, a new team could give him the clarity, confidence, and role he needs to shine. For the Warriors, this might be the move that opens the next chapter of their dynasty, or ends it. Hello, Warriors fans! Welcome back to Dubs Nation Voice, your number 1 channel for Golden State Warriors updates, rumors, and analysis. Today's episode is going to be very interesting because we are talking about the future of our team, the Golden State Warriors, in this 2025 NBA offseason. Will Giannis Antetokounmpo come to the Warriors? Can the team sign new big stars? Or is money the real problem this summer? We will also talk about Jonathan Kuminga's future, Mike Dunleavy's plan, and what this means for Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green. Stay with me until the end for full details, deep analysis, and my own thoughts. Part 1: Warriors' Salary Problem. Let's start with the biggest problem the Warriors have, the money problem. As you know, Golden State Warriors are one of the most expensive teams in the NBA. For the next season 2025 to 2026, the Warriors already have $139.63 million committed. That is more than 90% of the salary cap, just for 3 players. 1. Steph Curry. 2. Jimmy Butler. 3. Draymond Green. And remember, they also need to decide what to do with Jonathan Kuminga, who is a restricted free agent. If they want to keep him, they must give him more money. This situation is called the second apron rule in the NBA. It means if you spend too much, the league punishes you. No big trades, no new stars, unless you break your team apart. That is why General Manager Mike Dunleavy said this week, "It's almost impossible for us to add big names because of our salary structure. So even if Warriors fans want Giannis or another superstar, money could stop that dream. Part 2: The Giannis Antetokounmpo Rumors. Now, let's talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo. For weeks, fans and NBA insiders talked about a possible trade, Giannis coming to Golden State. Why? Because Giannis is not 100% happy in Milwaukee. And the Warriors always find ways to surprise us, like when they signed Kevin Durant in 2016. But according to Mike Dunleavy, this time it is very difficult. He said, "It's just almost impossible for us to add players in the salary range of guys like Giannis." What does this mean? It means the Warriors can dream, but the money problem is too big. Unless they trade someone big, maybe even Jimmy Butler, they cannot bring Giannis. And will they trade Jimmy? Probably not, because they just signed him. So, Warriors fans, maybe this summer is not the Giannis summer after all. Part 3: Jonathan Kuminga's future. What about Jonathan Kuminga? He is still young, talented, and improving. The Warriors love him, but he wants a bigger role and a bigger salary. Mike Dunleavy said, "We want a fast decision on Kuminga's future." What does that mean? It means the Warriors want to re-sign him quickly, because Kuminga is maybe the cheapest and best way to improve the team without spending new money. But if another team offers Kuminga a big contract, like the Detroit Pistons or Orlando Magic, the Warriors might lose him. This is why Kuminga's decision is so important for the Warriors this summer. Part 4: Other stars. What about other players? Can the Warriors sign anyone else? Right now, Bobby Portis is a possible name. Some rumors say he could leave the Milwaukee Bucks, and maybe the Warriors want him. Bobby Portis is strong, tough, and good for defense and rebounds. He is also cheaper than a big superstar like Giannis. But even Portis could be too expensive because of the Warriors' salary situation. So Dunleavy and Steve Kerr must be creative, maybe trading bench players, using draft picks, to get new help. But no promises, and no easy solutions. Part 5: What did Mike Dunleavy really mean? Let's think more about what